Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the Backyard Vegetable Gardening Channel. Today's December the 12th, 2023, and I hope you've had a great day. Well, today we're going to continue what we was talking about the other day, growing indoors. But first, I'll give you an update on the outside garden. I did get a chance to go out there. It was fairly decent today. Me and one of the grandbabies went out there and just checked under the polytunnel, and things were doing good. So we watered it and gave it a little fertilizer. All the radishes seem to be doing good. The lettuce is coming up, and we're seeing some onion sprouts. So that's pretty good. I knew the radishes would do good. At least that's what we expected. And with the lettuce, the same way. But I really didn't know about growing onions outdoors this time of year. Never tried it, so I figured I would. And well, they're coming up and they look good. But we did have a little surprise. We've got a few of the raised beds that aren't covered, and we was going to overwinter our garlic. And sure enough, found some deer track, and a few of the bulbs have been rooted out. And we found one that was rooted pretty good. Well, it had roots established, and it had been rooted out. And so we put her back in, watered her in, and hopefully they'll come up. But we got to figure out how to stop those deer. We live in the city limits, so you don't really think about deer, but we not a big deal around here. It's not a surprise, I should say. We've got deer. We caught several on our security cameras. Every year, one or two comes to the yard, but we've got one this year. Oh boy, has he been giving us a fit. He late summer we first spotted evidence of him, and he did some damage, but we fended him off with some better fencing, put some obstacles in front of his way. But apparently, now that it's colder, he's a little more, or she is a little more ambitious, whichever one it is. But we'll deal with that as the time comes. Well, today I want to talk to you about what you can do indoors. From the title on the thumbnail, it said, "My wife said throw it away." We'll switch to another camera here, and you can see this nice little setup we got here, little grow setup. And I'll try to stay in frame here. But what we got is an old shoe rack. Apparently my son had this in his closet for some time, and it's pretty flimsy. It fell apart with him, and they were going to throw it away, and I decided not to. So what we did was we just put the bottom rails on it, and we put the top rails on it, as you can see. And I had these little grow lights that we bought when we first started out, little 2-foot grow lights. Got a pair of them in there, cheap off of Amazon. Can't remember the brand. I think Barisma might be the brand, but got a nifty little power selector switch here. And we use the 3-foot length bulbs in our regular grow racks, the one that we're using to grow all the lettuce in. I just put this in here today, and you can see we got us another harvest of lettuce this morning. Have a good, well, actually harvested it this evening, and have us a good salad tomorrow for lunch. But just wanted to make a video to let you know that there's a lot of things that you can use that you probably already have around your house. They might be junk, but they're able to be repurposed. That's what we did here. I don't know what they paid for this rack, but if I had to imagine, I'd say it wasn't more than $10. It is a cheap little shoe rack, but I guarantee you, you've got something like it around your house. And this is all it takes. You can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 lettuce plants. This is that good Sylvia Red. It grows to a really good size, but we keep it trimmed up pretty good, eat it pretty regular. But if you wanted to, you could put that stuff in a 12-inch pot, and you'd have you a good sized lettuce plant. I don't think it's a heading type. It's a loose leaf head if it's anything else. But we started growing this for the first time in the spring, and I've really enjoyed it. It's got a good flavor to it, and no limit to what you can grow in these things. Grow you a nice little herb garden. In fact, we've got something similar in the house, in the kitchen, where we grow things like dill and rosemary. I don't know what else she's got in there right now, but Out here in the office, we have some sage growing that we really forgot about. I did anyway, planted them, forgot about them, and they'd grow good in something like this. You'd have to keep it pruned up a little bit, but do better if you could grow it outside or in a larger area. But you can grow you some chives, some buncheon onions, uh, have green onions all winter long, and I'm sure there's plenty more you could grow. But when it comes to the herbs, we're really new to that, just experimenting, trying to get it. But folks, I wanted to encourage you today. I know if you're like me, I don't live out on a farm. We've got just under an acre here and plenty for a house and everything that we have to live in a nice garden. But uh, if you had a big property, this time of year it's a little difficult unless you're prepped for it. A lot of us, we don't have a greenhouse. We don't have big polytunnels, but little PVC pipe, some construction plastic from the hardware store. Uh, Anybody can have a little low tunnel, but for those folks who might live in an apartment or a townhouse or something like that, and they don't have the space at all, you know, uh, this right here don't take up any space. It's probably 10 inches wide and maybe 18 inches, 2 foot tall, and it's plenty of room to grow you a little something. So, folks, it might be cold outside, and you might not think you can do a whole lot indoors, but look around the house for things that maybe your wife or your husband's going to throw away. The kids, they've always got junk. They're breaking stuff all the time. Before you throw it out, maybe there's a purpose. Maybe there's a way you can repurpose it to something useful like this little mini grow rack. But there you have it, folks. You might think something's trash, turn it into something useful. Grow you some food indoors this winter. Maybe you got some children, some grandchildren, plenty fun. But as for me, I enjoy it. My wife enjoys it. The grandbabies certainly enjoy it. Me and one of the grandbabies come in here this afternoon and harvested some lettuce and some onions and some chives. And I tell you what, the little girl, she was eating more than I could throw in the pail. That's a blessing. So, well, guys, I want to end this thing. Sure hope you're having a great day. Hope the Lord bless you. Have a good evening.